So how's the baby?
Never makes a fuss.
Always has such a great appetite.
His poops, they smell great, don't they?
Walk in the park. He's an angel.
If only that were true. The fact of the matter is that no 2 days in our first month with Lukey have looked exactly the same. Each day has been filled with ups and downs, moments of joy and accomplishment, followed by bouts of discouragement, confusion, and frustration. As someone who was frankly pretty naive about taking on the role of a new dad, I owe it to myself to be honest about the highlights and the lowlights of being under the thumb of a newborn boss baby. So I thought I'd share what an average 24 hours looks like while on parental leave with my 1-month-old. For starters, there's no start and end to the day. Baby's needs are pretty much around the clock, segmented into roughly 3 to 4 hour time blocks. And when you're this sleep deprived, the days really do start to bleed together. For shits and giggles, let's just start the day at 12 midnight. By now, baby's usually had a feed and is sleeping soundly. My wife and I split the night feeds with our baby Luke. So dad is up with baby, bottle feeding at around 11 p.m, 2 a.m, and then mum with baby at 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. And we didn't figure that out straight away, it took a lot of trial and error. Regardless of when we feed baby throughout the night, mum is up every 3 hours or so to breast pump. I mean, we try our best to time it with when the baby needs to eat, but sometimes mum's body does what mum's body does. Between feeds, we try to sleep when Luke sleeps. It's advice we got from so many people. But inevitably, Luke will get gas or have a wet diaper that demands to be changed. That being said, we're relatively lucky to have a benevolent boss baby who lets mum and dad sleep for 1 to 2 hours at a time. That's reality. It's 8 a.m. and we're zombies. Trying not to knock things over and to remember where we put our coffee mug. We make ourselves a coffee and breakfast as soon as we fed the baby. Today, we happen to take our baby to his 1-month visit to the pediatrician. After crying it out at the pediatrician's office, baby was in pretty good spirits, so we treated ourselves to a trip to the coffee shop on the way home. You've got to look forward to those small moments of delight. 11 a.m. Luke is fed, diaper is changed, and he's feeling playful. And this is a great time to bond and tummy time, which Luke loves to do. Eat, burp, sleep, fuss, poo, play. That's pretty much the cycle for the next 6 hours or so. If baby is settled and it works for mum's pumping schedule, dad might sneak out for a quick workout, or mum might do a stretch at home and go for a walk around the block. It is important to get outside and get some fresh air and sun. Not just for baby, but also for mum and dad. 5 p.m. We feed baby and then ourselves. We normally love to cook, but honestly just don't have the time or the energy to bring ourselves to. We are lucky to have help from my mother-in-law, a live-in Korean nanny that we had for the first 4 weeks, friends who set up a meal train to make sure that mum in particular is getting the nutrition that she needs. 6 p.m. It gets hot in LA during the summer, but once it's cooled down, we might take baby out for a stroll. We like getting Luke outside whenever he can, so he can get his dose of vitamin D, and also to mix up the visual stimulation that he gets. At a month-old, he can start to see the brightness and intensity of color. So it's nice to get him looking up at the shifting patterns of overhanging tree branches and leaves and moving clouds rather than the boring old ceiling. Plus, experience new smells and sounds. There's this patch of eucalyptus trees pretty close to our place. That is our favorite place to take him. 8 p.m, you know it, feed him, put him down. 8 to 10 p.m. is mum and dad time, where we start to wind down, get things ready for the night, like laying out diapers and wet wipes, fresh set of clothes for the baby, a water station for mum, cleaning out the formula machine, laying out clean bottles, and then maybe squeezing in some reality trash TV. And then before you know it, the day is over, you hit repeat, and start all over again. Fun, right? Look, it's tough. They say that the days are long, but the weeks are short, and we found that to be so true. At the end of each day, we are absolutely knackered, but we frequently look back at the days or the weeks that have gone by and think, where's the time gone? Because of how dedicated, continuous, and undistracted the time is that we are spending with our baby now. If we were to extrapolate that out to his infancy and to his adolescence, statistically speaking, maybe 90% of the in-person time that we spend with Luke will have passed by the time he goes off to high school. And that is time we don't get back. So as challenging as it is for both of us to endure the sleepless nights, or as it is for mum to have to pump every 3 hours and endure these massive hormonal shifts, as discouraging as it can be as new parents that just want to do right by their newborn but aren't able to soothe his crying, or as frustrating as it might be for us parents to not be able to maintain our own routine, whatever that might look like. We have had to remind ourselves that these long days are in fact fleeting. that our baby is growing up incredibly fast, and we are determined to cherish every single moment.